Today we're going to have a look at this little Karcher pressure washer and see if we can find out what the problem is as far as the water leak it's got. As I said in the other video where I showed you how to take the screws out at the back of it, the water was coming out around this switch here. So there's a leak in this area. So what we'll do is take off the hose. We've got the screws out, and basically once you've got all the screws out around the back of it, this thing, the top just comes off, and here's the insides of it. Now the unit itself looks pretty clean, and there's really no indication looking at it of where the water's coming from. It's coming from around this area here. So what we'll have to do is we've got the hose hooked up. We haven't got the water turned on yet, but you hook up the hose, we've got the electric hooked up, and we've got a leakage cut-off switch here so that there's no risk of electrocution. So make sure you don't go testing a piece of equipment without a leakage device. And what we'll do next is we'll put the pressure hose back on, and we'll turn on the water and the electricity, and we'll check it and see just where the water's coming from. So that'll be in the next bit of the clip. Well, this looks like a pretty simple fix. I've turned on the water, and here's the leak here. It's actually just coming out of a crack in the connector, squirting up towards the switch and coming out. So basically this should be very easy to fix. All we've got to do is really either heat weld that or put some araldite on it, and she should be okay. But just to check further, I'll turn the unit on and just see if it gets, under pressure it's going to get worse, I suppose. At the moment it's not pumping very much at all, it's just mains pressure. So we'll see what happens when I turn on the unit. Yeah, a bit of a problem there. So you can see that's where the issue is. So we'll fix that up, and hopefully it should be as good as new. Well, looking at it, you can see it looks like a war victim. It's wrapped up in bandages and epoxy, basically trying to stop the leak. Now I can report that it was a total miserable failure. This is a type of polypropylene, and you really can't repair this stuff. Glue doesn't really stick to it very well. It's also a high pressure outlet, so it's under enormous pressure, and it's probably why it split in the first place, because it's actually quite, puny the way it's made, really, when you compare it to the inlet pipe, which is quite a nice, looks heavier, and it's only low pressure. This bit over here, I don't think it's really quite as strong as it ought to be, but anyway, they use this particular adapter on many models of Karcher. So failing to repair it, even with my good old well-proven hard epoxy, it just blew the water out underneath it, and then it split somewhere else as well. So I just gave up. It looks like it's non-repairable. So I thought, okay, what's the spare part cost? So on eBay, if you get it from the UK, bingo, $15 delivered. So that's pretty cheap. So I thought, that'll do me. I've got the pressure cleaner for nothing, and this is a generic part that seems to fit a lot of Karchers. So I reckon a lot of Karchers that have got water leak problems have all got the same issue, that this part has split, and that's basically all there is to it. To take it off, all you have to do is put a screwdriver. I've got one here. You put a flat blade screwdriver down behind this tab and just lever it, and this thing will slide out sideways. It's just two prongs that go through, so I'll take that out, and then we'll put on the new one, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully she'll work perfectly. Let's see how we go. Okay, we'll take off the old one. the little clip that holds it on, off she comes. Then we got the new one. I presume there's a seal in there of some sort, but anyway, I don't see anything, but we'll put it on. So there's a little cutout around here. This clip has to actually basically slide in and mate there. So you put this on and then push it on as hard as you can so it gets into position, and then just push in the slot. The clip goes in pretty easy. I'll just put a pair of pliers on it just to make sure it's got it. This won't that last little bit. The new bit's on. So now it's just a matter of seeing whether it works. Here's hoping. Well, I've got it hooked up. I've got the water turned on. We're dripping out the connector here. This is probably wants a new seal in here, but no sign of any water leak here on the important outlet side of things. So hopefully it'll be alright. It's strange when you push it on, it feels like there's no seal doing anything, but when you turn the water on, it must expand in some way inside and fit, because it now is quite rigid. There's no movement, whereas before it sort of swap around a bit. So now I'll hook up the electricity and we'll see if she works. Hang on, stay tuned. Okay, so we're hooked up, power's on, we're ready to go. You note I've got a earth linkage device here. Pays to use those because you don't want to go getting a shock at all. So activate that, she's on, water's on, everything's connected. We'll now see what happens when I turn it on. Alright. Oh, check that out. So, my off the side of the road gun how good is that, eh? $15 to fix it, good as new. And I've now got a pressure washer that somebody just tossed out because they were too slack to chase up on fixing it. Or you could go and buy a new one for a couple of $100 if you want to spend some money. So there you go, folks. Just a matter now, put the screws back in the case, put it back together, and for $15 I've got a fully functioning, non-leaking, handy little water spray cleaner. So there you go. Anybody with a Karcher that's got a water leak problem, either out around the switch here or running out the bottom, it's almost certainly this connector. For $15 delivered from the UK, you can fix it up. Just pull that clip out, you're good to go. So hopefully that'll help somebody, and yeah, quite good value I think. Okay, see you next time.